So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jasper, this is Sean, that's Howard, and that's Emily. We're Team Salmon, and welcome to Olympique.
So, our inspiration for this business style originally come from my personal pet peeve. As a figure skater, I find it inconvenient to travel around different places for workout, practice, and physical therapy. So, after talking to many athletes in different fields, and my coach, who was national figure skater representing Taiwan, and Mr. Richard Nizielski, who was 3 times Olympian in speed skating, we find out that this is a common issue faced by many athletes. So, what is Olympique? Olympique is a combination of gym, medical facilities such as physical therapy and sports medicine, and various supplemental services like personal trainer and nutritional advices. We want to assist all individuals at all levels of athletic competition and recreation to achieve, sustain, and rehabilitate their peak performance and enhance their wellness. Currently, we are targeted it in China because it will be a new dream concept for Chinese people. I've been to China and trained with local athletes before, and I found that this is something China is lacking right now, especially physical therapy and special equipment to accelerate the training process. So, Olympique is here to introduce something that has never been introduced to China before.
So those are the types of people Olympique is trying to target. First of all, we're trying to target Asians because, like it or not, those are the type of people you see the most in China. We're also trying to target athletes because those are the type of people that's gonna need our service the most. And we specifically mentioned tennis and golf players because these players, they tend to be the most socially prestigious and they have the higher ability to pay for our service. And just on a side note, we're also trying to offer our Olympique services to anyone who's willing to and able to afford it. So if you want to join, you're welcome.
As for services, we offer 4 major types of facilities. Basically, the first one being the standard weight training gym. The second one, TRX facilities. The third one are aerobics, and lastly, the yoga. Now, contrary to popular belief, yoga is not simply an exercise for relaxation. Yoga actually helps improve one's strength, flexibility, and more so on breath management, which in turn actually helps with physical endurance. Now, after that, it's inevitable in sports for injuries to happen, which is why it is essential that we have physical therapists right around the corner ready to serve our athletes whenever they need. In addition, if these athletes simply want to go on a routine need check, our physical therapists are also there, available to them. Now, after intense workout, these athletes will naturally be exhausted, which is why we have lounge areas provided for them for a relaxing and comfortable environment. And after which, also sport massages are also essential for athletes, although being painful because they're designed for remodeling the muscle, but it's essential for athletes to go through this kind of process. And last of all, of course, dietitians are also provided in our gym. They provide a balanced nutrition for their diet, which helps basically help optimize future workout.
So customer relationship is a really important part of our gym Olympique. We strive to create a buddy system between our customer and our coaches and our staff because we want them to have a special friendship and bond between each other so that our customer will have this emotional attachment to our gym and feel like this gym is their second home and this is where they can enjoy their life. We also want to create a friendly community where our customers can sit down with each other, talk to each other, share their experiences with each other, and motivate each other. Staff assistance is also extremely crucial in Olympique because whenever people need help with postures, with the equipment, we want our staff to be right around the corner to help them out. We also guarantee a high level of safety in Olympique because a single injury can be extremely career damaging for our athletes, and we really want to prevent that from happening.
Now to financial revenue streams, this is exactly where all our money will be coming from, and this will be divided into 3 distinct areas. The first of which coming from product sales, which will include protein powder, pre-workout snacks, and apparel. Now, following this, we'll have the membership fees, and this itself will be divided into two distinct areas. The standard membership fee, which allows you to enter the gym, and the second one, which is higher up, that offers you the elite training and packages necessary, which, as Emily mentioned, was crucial, which are the personal trainer, physical therapy, and dietitian. Now, we'll be flexible in accommodating their needs by allowing them such different options. Now, of course, all of this will come at a cost. Now, to begin with, the variable cost will include the events activities that Olympic plans to sponsor and essentially promote its own brand and name. Now, of course, water and electricity bills will also depend varying upon the usage of the electricity and equipment. Now, to fixed costs, the rent itself will be divided into two distinct areas. Now, one of which coming from the land itself, and two, the equipment. Now, also, there will be staff salaries and facility maintenance fees, which will also be fixed.
So basically, to sum up, we have figured that our value proposition is split into three different parts. The first being convenience, because this is an all-in-one club, meaning that the necessary facilities and the unique and complementary facilities are also put into one. In addition, we have a variety of different staffs that are expert at their particular subject matter, ready to help and give advice to any athletes that need it. And second, the quality. We get our equipment and facilities from well-known gyms. For example, Techno Gym, which is going to be the Rio 2016 exclusive supplier, and we have been on the phone with them, and they have agreed to this plan. And in addition, our staffs are again experts to their particular subject matters, which will help our customers be able to better understand how to reach optimal workout. And last of all, and most importantly, the emotional attachment between the athletes and the gym is very important. The one-on-one experience they feel from athletes to the personal trainers, the dietitians, the physical therapists is very important, and it keeps the athletes coming back to us, our customers coming back to us. And basically, that's about it for now. And we hope that with your support, our gym can help athletes such as Emily and other customers reach heights they've never imagined. So without further ado, come join us and be a part of Olympic. Thank you.
I like the concept. I like you put a great deal of thought into it, and in terms of designing the product, I think you've done an excellent job. My concerns about this are when you look at Olympic athletes or Olympic level athletes, they don't tend to be limited in any given geography. And also by their very nature, by the fact they're ambitious and they're training, they're going to be very busy people. So I worry about geographically, where do you find the high concentrations of these athletes? So I think location is going to be very important. And then the other thing is there's a lot of moving parts in this business. You've got high-end equipment, so what equipment do you choose? And then you're going to have expert staff, and you're going to have to choose the right drinks and have the right inventories and have. So this is a very complex business model, and to do it on the high end, a lot of things are going to have to go right. So I don't really have a question, but I think it's an interesting business model, but at the same time very challenging. But actually, yeah, my question would be: have you thought about location?
No, actually, yeah, we have. We've done some research in. This is why we're starting in Chengdu, China. It's not in the East Coast. It's actually quite in the middle. But it's the fourth largest city in China. It's got a large population. It's a growing population, and it's an increasingly populated area, and tourists visit there. And there's a large shop. It's basically a huge shopping city, and many rich people go there. In addition to the people who live there. So this area it has enough wealth to basically support the demographics that we need.
Just to add on to what Sean just said, not to mention, rent has been actually quite minimal in comparison to other cities, and at the moment it may be quite low, but in the future we may take this advantage to take advantage of this low rent right now they have.
Really like the logo actually, by the way. I think you guys should have classed that out more in the presentation. But it seems like your value proposition is around kind of the high-end services that you provide, all of those services, whether it be trainers, dietitians, physical therapists. expert athletes, former athletes, and such. And so it seems like that's kind of like how you're going to be marketing it to consumers, saying why should you choose you over another gym. I think the concern that I have here is actually around similar to what was previously said, around the cost of these staff members, right? You talk about having a buddy system, and it seems like if there are overflowing number of members coming in, and you require one staff member to address their needs one-on-one for each of them, that's going to create a ton of additional fear costs for you.
Actually, it's perhaps we should clarify, but it's not one personal trainer per athlete. It's this personal trainer because we'll basically schedule a lot whenever it is most convenient for them, and each one personal trainer may be able to deal with 2, 3, maybe 4 other athletes. So we are going to try to minimize the cost, but we are still trying to get the experts, the best in the business. Basically.
Yeah, and on that point, I think there's something to be thought about here is, if you're getting, former athletes, former Olympians, or some people on top of their fields, perhaps you're able to do some sort of revenue share model with them instead, so that you're able to keep your fixed costs low. You don't need to keep them on salary, but at the same time, they're able to capture some additional upside, if they're service need.
Yeah, I see your point, and actually, yeah, it's because we have different packages, and these different packages suit for many different types of athletes, and I guess, yeah, it does work in the sense the way you're explaining it. Yeah, so different athletes have different packages, and what makes us different is actually the services. For example, the equipment that we have. So, for example, equipment that can help measure the maximal oxygen uptake, which is basically explaining the amount of oxygen needed for each athlete during their most intense, the peak of their workout. Exercise.
I see that ambition behind the proposal, but it also opens to a lot of questions. It's very easy to say you want to offer services to everyone, or you want to offer all-in-one service. But when you say that, it gives me an impression that you are not. You may not understand your target customer well enough to define the product or the service you're offering. For example, professional athletes would require training that's very different from the level that's applicable to the ordinary population people. So I think, also I shared John's comment that the location is very important. If you quickly Google the industry, the sector, you will find that there are currently more than 5,000 gyms in China, but only less than 20% of them are profitable. So this is a very difficult business model you are trying to run here. And perhaps I think is a little bit more than what you can afford to. To start with, how much capital you are not putting into this model, this business, to support the equipment that you're requiring, to suit everybody's needs. So I think that's something you really need to think about.
Actually, to address the latter point, basically, so we're trying to differentiate ourselves from different gyms because we want to focus more on the high end. So on professional athletes or those who are wealthy and want to join our gym. So we're not competing against like World Gym Group, which already has a large customer which has a large market because it aims towards more commoners and more common people. Yeah, because they're able to afford it. But this one is we're trying to differentiate ourselves, which is why we're starting in Chengdu, which is where like aspiring athletes, people who are able to pay for it.
And just to clear something up, what differentiates us from the other ones is also because our physiotherapy. Now, physiotherapy is crucial to every athlete's success. And right now in China, there is no physiotherapy offered to any athletes, and we see this as a massive hole for us to fill the potential in.
So you mentioned that the big area of interest would be golfers and tennis players. Is Chengdu specific for a hub of golfers and tennis players? Is that why we mentioned golfers and tennis players because they tend to be the group of people who's prestigious, who have to ride. Are they in your target location? Did you figure out who in your target location? China has a huge amount of golf players, but less about tennis players. Yeah. Okay, but you picked a specific location. Does that specific location attract your customers?
Yeah, I see. And yes, actually, in general, in China, in like major cities, like for example, Chengdu is one of them. Major athletes, because of their physique compared to like the outside world, it will be more advantageous to them for them to go on sports such as golf. So which is why that is more focused, and also in that area, they're definitely athletes.